Hey, what's going on, everybody? Y'all know who it is. It's JJ. You know, we back at it like an addict. So, the title finally came in for that Trailblazer. If y'all don't know, it's probably like a week or a couple weeks ago. The transmission was no good. So I ended up junking it. The transmission wasn't no good, and the converter was off of it. So it was like a double whammy. So it was like, even when I junked it, even when I junk it, the converter not being on there, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Because I could at least, junk the converter for some money. Then when I junked the rest of the car, then, it wouldn't have been so bad. But I sent it to LKQ. I'll go in here and give them this title in a minute and see what they give me for it. I paid $500, so hopefully it's not too big of a loss. $500 plus the buyer fee, so I end up like $620. So, hopefully not too big of a loss, without having a converter or nothing on there. So, But this is not just that video. This is the reason why I tell people. This is the reason why I always tell y'all to get the title switched over into your name, because you never know. So like this Trailblazer, I got the title. I should have made the video beforehand, but I didn't have the title beforehand, so I couldn't really make the video. So the title was a green, clean title. So then look, I got it switched in my car lot's name. As you can see, it's switched in my car lot's name. And then now it's orange title, or whatever color, orange, I guess, orange. So 05 Trailblazer. So now it's rebuilt. But see, this is why you switch it in your name, because see, it was rebuilt in 2012. It was salvaged in 2007. So it was salvaged in 2007, and then somebody bought it in 2012, and they got it rebuilt. And see, the rebuilt vehicle has been inspected by the appropriate, so it did get it properly inspected. And the thing is, you can change a salvage title to a rebuilt title. So if a vehicle was ever, like, you bought a vehicle that was salvaged or something like that. So like, say if you go to Copart and you buy a car that has a salvage title, you take it to the right person, after you fixed it, you get it inspected, now you can change that salvage to a rebuilt. So now the value goes up a little bit more, because salvage is, I forgot what I have to get. I know a lot of this stuff has changed, but I know a salvage vehicle, the price is really, really low. Rebuilt, it's still a part of low. And think about it too, you can get certain banks will finance salvaged. A lot of them won't finance salvage. It's a few that finance out, but a lot of banks finance rebuilt titles. So you can buy a car that's, so say if you're the right person, you can buy a lot of cars at Copart or the IAA or stuff like that that's salvage. Put a little work into them, change them into rebuild, and then get them financed to the bank, and make that big gap of money. It's a good amount of money there. But yeah, so this is one reason why I always tell people get the title switched into. So, all right, so I didn't get to finish recording the video yesterday because my phone there went dead, and I had to charge it. Then I went home, and then I didn't make the. Then I went home. I had to do something else, so I didn't get to finish recording the video. But so that's the reason why you always get the title switched in your name, because because you never know, because if the person owned it, before, and the car was salvaged and they just put it on, but they never went and got a new title to show that it was salvaged, then you don't know. Then if they just sell it to the dealer, like trade it into the dealer, or when it was salvaged, they got to rebuild and they reported it, but they never got a new title because it's the same person. And then the dealer got it, and they just signed it over to the dealer, and then the dealer signs it over there to you, and then you go and get you a new title, and then you get it back, and you're like, dang, it's a rebuild salvage. And now, when you try to sell it, now you got to try to sell it as rebuild and salvage, But as a dealer, when you sell something, you always, that's why I always switch it in my name. I can, as a dealer, I can always just, reassign it, because a dealer can always reassign it. But I'd rather just switch it so I can know, like, it's rebuild or salvage, because if it is, then you run into a problem. You could run into a problem where you have to give the money back, because, if the person was like, that's why it's like when you print out the forms, it's like you have to acknowledge that the car is rebuild, salvaged, or whatever kind of title it is. And if not, the person can call the used car commission, and you be running into a fine or having to pay the money back, and you don't want to run into that issue over, $11 switching the title. So you don't want to run into any issues. But if you're just somebody just selling something you might not know, then hey, you can just sell it. Like if you just a person just selling cars here and there, and then not that big a deal. But that's why you get the title switch in your name. And LKQ, They gave me 480 for the Trailblazer. I can't beat it, you know. It didn't. The transmission was no good. The converter was a gone, and I still walked away with $480. Yeah, I lost to like $120, but hey, you know, you take the loss, cut the losses, move on to the next one, you know, and just keep moving on. You know, you're not gonna win on every car. I'm always say that, you know. But if y'all haven't already, you know, like this video, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of stuff coming for you. And no auction video because I need to focus on buying some cars. Like when I be doing auction videos, I don't always like I'll buy a car, but I don't always like focus in on buying cars. Like I'll be like I'll maybe get like one, maybe you know one, and that's like just because I stopped recording for this. So sometimes when I don't do an auction video, I just be trying to be locked in so I can buy some cars, you know. But so that's the only reason I'll be locked in. I'll buy some cars. Hopefully, you know, hopefully get some cars. You know, they send out a message the day before, so just saying come. They didn't give us the exact number of cars, so it's not gonna be that lot. So, and if it's not too many, they don't never have a lot of cars. Cause I'll be always trying to look for like maybe one or two cars that's kind of like different to add to the videos instead of just like adding like regular. I mean the same cars you're gonna see all the time. But appreciate you guys for tuning in. If y'all haven't already, like this video, subscribe, share, all of that. I'm out. Peace.